So let's move on to the next pillar. We're talking about the pillars of your program. And the next one is your independent test. Now, independent testing is a requirement, and you have to have a third party that's unaffiliated with your BSA AML program come in and kick the tires, so to speak. They have to do some transactional testing. They have to look at your program and see if you have any blind spots. And they're going to look at all of your pillars and give you some feedback on how things are working and whether or not your program is working as it was intended when it was written. And so that is something that we at Bankers Compliance Consulting, we actually do these, but it's typically laid out on a risk basis. The old guidance used to say it should be done every 12 to 18 months. They've loosened that a little bit, and really you just need to set your policy on how often your independent test needs to occur to make sure that your program is working the way that it's intended. Now, a couple of things on the independent test. Keep in mind, it has to be independent, which means you need to make sure that whoever is conducting your independent test is not affiliated with your program. So in other words, you can't test yourself. So it has to be completely independent. Now, some larger institutions, they have the luxury of having multiple teams of BSA experts, so they can do an independent test internally. But most financial institutions, they outsource it and they bring in a completely independent third party to come in and take a look at that. So now, with your independent reviews, I would encourage you to take advantage of them first off. If you bring somebody in who is a BSA AML expert, make sure you pick their brain while they're there, while they're working with you, and get feedback from them informally. But also, they're probably going to produce a report, and make sure you dig into that report and whatever recommendations that they have, and really make sure you understand, are there certain changes that we should be making as a result of this independent test, really to bring your program from good to great, because the quality of your independent test is actually going to impact your regulatory visits. So the regulators are going to come in, they're going to take a look at your independent review, and if they don't think it was a very strong independent test, they may stay in your backyard a little bit longer than you'd like them to, and then they will dig a little bit deeper. So if you can get a really quality independent test, that really helps.